this way because I told you earlier, our friends at ESPN Bet Sportsbook and Las Vegas odds makers in general, they talk to you with these numbers. They tell you what they think. And that number right there tells you that they believe the Green Bay Packers, not the Red Hot Lions, are going to win the NFC North. The Packers are the favorites at plus 110, so they're not odds-on favorites, but they are the favorites to win that division. What do you say back to them?
Them bookies are high. Let them know. Have they watched the Lions the last couple of weeks? Are we serious right now? Take out week one. They got to beat down. I get it. The Lions are trending the right direction. The Packers are not. And you see the way, the mentality of Dan Campbell, the way they're prepping for these games. I mean, listen, bet your money where you want, but I'm boosting them Lions. Boosting.
So this is all the Micah effect? We think, I mean, Jerry will tell you that, you know, that's not a good enough acquisition for you to win a Super Bowl. But I understand why the Packers have a very good defense, that have a very good quarterback. I am just surprised because the Lions were stacked last year. They returned a lot of those guys. I know they lost some coordinators and all that, but I'm actually, like Jeff, I am surprised.
Part of this will, the fact that they beat them head up, because that is a significant factor. Remember, they're not telling you who they think is a better team. They're telling you who they believe will win the division, and having that win over them in hand is meaningful. But I will ask you, it's still so early in the year, I'm surprised that they don't like the way the Lions look right now. The Packers, to me, look like they have come down to earth a little bit.
Yeah, they do a little. I'll tell you what, this is what the Packers need to do, especially from a defensive perspective, and Nico will appreciate this. Secondary needs to tighten down just a little bit. Because if you watch that Dallas game, Michael was winning now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was winning. He kept telling Dak, hey, man, you are lucky that you're getting this ball out as fast as you are. Otherwise, he would have wrecked that game a lot sooner. So I think the Packers are right there. That's going to be a heavyweight battle. You just got to love the DNA of the Detroit Lions, though, man.
I'm glad you brought up the cornerbacks because they've played well in most of the games so far this season. But when I went to Baltimore, I wanted to play off. I wanted to be able to see, make plays. You got a guy like Terrell Suggs, rushing the passer. You need to get up and press.
That's right.
Because it'll take the quarterback 2-3 tenths more time, and they don't need any more of that. You got a guy who's like Micah Parsons, you're going to lose some of those presses because you're not going to be able to see. But you're going to get some sacks, some fumbles. You're not going to get credit for it. Nobody's going to celebrate you and say, because you held them up at the line, we got this play. But your team will do better because of it.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to give you another message, another signal that Las Vegas is sending you. Again, at ESPN Bet Sportsbook right now, the Chargers remain the favorites in the AFC West, despite a bad loss and injuries that are starting to mount. They do again have that win banked over Kansas City, but the Chiefs are circling closer and closer behind at plus 140. The Broncos are 5-1. I'm not convinced watching these teams play right now that Denver isn't actually the best team in that division. The one loss they had against with the leverage penalty was ridiculous. They should have beaten the Colts in that game. In your mind, who's the best team in the AFC West?
Look, I'm still going to go with the Chiefs because I think they are not operating at full strength. And Kimberly said it earlier. Look, you have to judge a team based upon what it looks like when they're at maximum capacity. And they still aren't yet, but they look totally different just this past week. And they have championship pedigree. You can't bet against that, in my estimation, right now, especially if they're getting healthy.
They have won 9 straight division titles, looking to complete a decade.
All these teams have big, glaring weaknesses. But the Chiefs, their weakness is one that's small, and it's one that's getting addressed. Like those tackles, both of them aren't coming back for the Chargers. And the Broncos, like Bo Nix, has some limitations that you're not going to be able to overcome. So I think the Chiefs have the weaknesses that I'm less afraid of.
The mounting injuries for the Chargers are scary. I mean, you can overcome a lot, but the mounting up front with Justin Herbert, it's going to limit a lot of things. You're hoping your run game can take that off. They got great receiving core, but you got to be able to get the ball out there. That could be a major issue.
I think Bo Nix, his accuracy to me, when he's on, he looks great. That offense looks great. I would still pick the Chiefs to win the division just because, like Lewis said, they've been there, and I trust them. I give them the benefit of the doubt to figure it out because each year they've had to reinvent themselves on offense, and they figure out a way.
A reminder, the Chargers are 3-0 in the division, which obviously is a factor here. And then, Lewis, I wanted to put one up there about the Jets because you just did the game on Monday night and give you a chance to tell us what you saw. Their win total began the season at 5.5, and it remains 5.5, despite the fact that they are now 0-4. They would need to go 6-7 the rest of the way to go over this total. I just wanted to put that number up there, Lewis, to give you a chance. What did you see from the Jets when you did the game on Monday night?
Look, I saw what everyone else saw. The fact of the matter is this. Every time a coach talks about the fact that penalties and turnovers kill your hopes and dreams when it comes to winning in the NFL, you saw it displayed in real time. Coaches don't coach that. Jeff knows this. Coaches don't coach turnovers. They don't coach dumb pre-snap penalties. Aaron Glenn is not coaching that. So for anyone who right now is running out of patience saying, hey, look, Aaron Glenn may not be the guy. Look how bad they're playing. Look how dumb they're playing. He's not coaching that way. I can assure you that what's going to wind up happening in New York is Aaron's going to have to make an example of some people. And he's going to have to turn over some of the bottom part of this roster and say, hey, look, you start doing this kind of dumb stuff, we're going to get you up out of here. They're a much more talented team than what they've shown so far. They've lost 2 games by walk-off type of situations. They got beat down by one team. That was Buffalo. Miami didn't beat them down. You can't win giving up 100 yards of field position and penalties and 3 turnovers. That's right. It's as simple as that. They get that corrected, they're on the right track now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, and it takes time. You know, Aaron Glenn is coming in there. He's trying to change the thought process of these players.
Tell him. Look directly at Greeny.
We fair caught a punt on the 3, Jeff. I mean,
talk to him about patience.
We fired the first guy.
Right.
When we did. So we fired one guy. I mean, there's only so many. You got to hire people. And so at some point, you have to work through those issues. Hey, guys, we can't do these. But it does take time. And I think people's patience with this organization and with the guys you brought is going to be very important. To your point, Aaron Glenn is not coaching it. He will.
No one coaches it.
Can I say this real quick?
Oh, go out there and commit penalties, guys.
Can I say this real quick? Remember where Aaron came from? He came from Detroit. Do you remember how long it took him to turn it around?
Yes,
it took him 3 seasons. Okay, and people were calling for Dan Campbell's head too.
What did they start off with? 10-1.
Yeah.
That's what
Because
they started first season.
they took over a
We gotta go
terrible
to break.
team.
Coming up, guys.
The Jets are not a terrible.
Nafisa going at people.
We're going to get into that this hour. If you didn't see that yesterday, Nafisa Collier, the best player in the WNBA, went in on the league's leadership. We will get Monica McNutt's reaction to that. So we have a jam-packed hour with everything. And then this morning, we got pretty significant breaking news. Kimberly, as the Browns get set to head to London, they've made a big change.
They've got a new starting quarterback. It is 3rd-round pick Dylan Gabriel. The rookie will replace Joe Flacco. The move isn't a surprise because we've seen how this Browns offense has stalled with Flacco. He just doesn't look that great in the pocket. So now they're going to turn to Dylan Gabriel, and they have Brian Flores and the Minnesota Vikings on deck.
So, yeah, there's so many different ways to look at that. Like, I touched on that very briefly. We got this breaking news about a half hour ago. You know, I remember when the Giants were deciding to go to Jackson Dart, there were some people saying, do you really want to play him against this Chargers defense? And Rex made the point, because people will say that. Brian Flores starting a rookie against him, that's hard. Rex made the point, every team is good. Yeah. Every team's got good players. Sure. There's never a perfect time. If you're making the move, you make it for the best of your team. You don't make it based upon who you're facing that week.
Not every team is as creative as Brian Flores is. So that's the pushback. So every team he plays against is going to be good. Everyone's in the NFL. They're all super talented. Fair. But some people line up and do what they do, and then they're the Vikings, who were at the snap of the ball, you have no idea what they're going to do. And that's tough for a rookie quarterback, no matter how much experience Dylan Gabriel has. And he does have a lot of experience for a rookie quarterback in college. It's going to be a tough game, but to be fair, I mean, to Rex's point, there's no good weekend. Right. Everybody's in the NFL. They're all faster and better than any team you've ever played.
It's worth the risk considering the fact that what are you going to do, wait 2 more weeks? You're going to wait and sit him out in this game and then sit him out against the Steelers, who've been getting after the passer pretty good too, and then wait for the Dolphins, who all of a sudden showed some life the other night. Look, just throw him in there. Dylan, you know, I think Jordan Rodgers made some great points about him from his time in college. This kid plays on time. He's got mobility. He's mature. He's played big-time football. Give him a shot.
And all those reasons that you just listed, Lou,